This video is going to be very interesting because this is a person I have refrained from talking about on my channel because I can't tell if they're being extra dramatic and rage bait, just creating nonstop rage bait. I can't tell if they're doing that or if they're just genuinely delusional. When I first seen that vegan teacher, I had thought to myself, okay, maybe she's just being this over the top and dramatic and extra because sometimes vegan people can be like that. Sorry, no offense to vegans, but you guys get the whole stigma, okay? And so I was thinking maybe they're just being extra and dramatic for their content. They're just creating rage bait. And then she made a video talking about why Hitler was a nice person. And I was like, okay, maybe she's just out there. But regardless, whether you're creating rage bait or not, I feel like there are certain things you just should not say. There are certain comparisons that you should not make. And if you're talking about certain things, I feel like platforms have every right to strip you from making content. If you hear a noise in the background, my cat is currently playing in a box, and I am not going to stop him because he had catnip. I'm going to let him do his thing. But with that being said, I'm just going to dive into this video because there's not much I can say about it. I just want y'all to hear it for yourself. Before we even dive into this video, I just want to say, hit that subscribe button, please. I'm on my way to 9,000, and I'd really appreciate if I can hit that milestone. But with that being said as well, please leave a like on this video and drop a comment, drop the halo emoji. If you're made it this far, if you made it to this part, drop that halo because I would love to be boosted into algorithm. And with that being said, let's really dive into it.
Imagine that this is your baby, and you ask your sister to babysit for a little while because you have to run some errands. Imagine that you tell your sister that you are vegan and you don't want your baby to eat any animal products. You trust your sister because you think your sister loves you and respects you. But when you're not looking, your sister takes the dead body part of an innocent animal who didn't want to die and feeds it to your child.
Okay, so I mentioned rage bait at the beginning of this video, and I'm somebody who fell victim to rage bait multiple times. I've made multiple videos on my channel about people who were just making rage bait, and I took that bait and I created my own content about it, not knowing it was rage bait at the time, but being more familiar with rage bait and how it's really taken over the internet, and a lot of content creators pander to creating nothing but rage bait content. I understand that this video of this baby eating a rib and the person captioning it, feeding my vegan sister's baby a barbecue rib, I understand that's probably just for rage bait. This probably isn't a real vegan baby. Why would you make your child vegan? But anyway, at the end of the day, I understand vegan products are good for you, but meat has a lot of benefits as well. So I don't know if people are really making their children go vegan or not, but I'm sure that they are somewhere in the world. But at face value, that's all really that the video is rage bait. And just like I fell for rage bait, that vegan teacher fell for this rage bait and is creating her own rage bait on top of this rage baited content. And that's not even why I'm making this video. It's because she makes some comparisons to this child eating a rib that literally should call for a deplatforming. She should be deplatformed. And I'm not somebody who hops online and says, hey, let's mass report. Hey, let's take away this person's voice on the internet. But sometimes when your voice does nothing but spew vile shit, maybe you shouldn't have a platform. And y'all might be thinking I'm being a little bit dramatic, but just keep watching. Just wait. We're getting there.
Then she makes a video and she posts it for everyone to see. But the feedback she gets isn't of people scolding her for being cruel and betraying her sister's trust. The feedback she gets is praise. This is the kind of vegan-phobic world we live in, where a vegan mother cannot even trust her own family to follow her instructions and not betray her. Millions of people have seen this video and have commented that they think it is funny, and they somehow think that this is proof that the baby wants the meat.
I've seen scrolling through social media so many times where parents will give their children something to try for the first time, and the baby pitches a fuss about it. The baby really likes the popsicle or the ice cream or the yogurt even, or in this baby's case, the rib. And I feel like that's all it should be, is a baby trying something for the first time. and enjoying it, whether it is the barbecue sauce on the rib or the meat itself that the baby is really wanting to indulge in. It is what it is. It's a child trying something for the first time. Just like when we try something for the first time, we want to keep enjoying it because it's good. And I don't think anybody who is normal or sane would really think past that. But a woman as delusional as that vegan teacher has some more to say about it, and it's shocking.
But look closely. This meat is covered in barbecue sauce, which is made of salt, sugar, and spices. The baby is enjoying the barbecue sauce, which is vegan. If this had been a lollipop, the child would have had the same reaction. If this had been somebody's penis covered in sauce, the child would have had the same reaction. Let that sink in for a minute. Ponder that. Picture that. Feel that in your gut. Let that imagery wash all over your body. And before you can scream and yell and say that there is a big difference between the two, I invite you right now to try to articulate that. Because, in fact, there is no difference.
For fuck's sake, that comparison is actually gut-wrenching. Gut-wrenching. This woman used to work with children. Some of y'all's children, I'm sure, not personally my subscribers, but people on the internet who just casually watch content, probably had their children in this woman's class at some point, not knowing how delusional and vile that this woman really is. And to be making that comparison, whether she's just creating rage bait, that it's not okay, it's gross, it's negligent to be online spewing around that type of shit. And she should not. Come on, YouTube, TikTok, are y'all really allowing somebody to put this comparison out there on your platform? This is disgusting and predatory, to say the least. You should not be thinking that way. That's not normal. That is not. You should have seek therapy. You should go get help. You should be 5150'd. You should not be thinking that way. I understand, like I said, rage bait. I get it. I understand it. Saying Hitler was a nice guy is rage bait at its finest. But to sit down and think it's okay to make this comparison with some random person's child on the internet and including that child's face in your video, you're crossing a line. I really, really hope that the parents of this child find this damn video of that vegan teacher saying that, including their child's face in the video, and take action, get it taken down, and maybe get her deplatformed, because this is one of the things that should not be allowed online. Making these comparisons about poor, innocent children who should not even have these things brought up to them, and then putting it on the internet with that child's face. To me, this is... Hello, at TikTok, at YouTube. This woman is not okay. She's not right in the head. For her to see a little innocent, poor baby child just trying to enjoy a rib, possibly just trying it for the first time, and her mind goes to one of the most vile things that can happen to an individual, and then puts that baby in that theoretical position, it's off-putting. I understand maybe not agreeing with the veganism diet. If that baby wants a burger, or if that baby wants that rib, give that baby a burger and a rib. You don't have to shove lettuce down the poor thing's throat. But to just go to that mindset immediately, it's really troubling and disturbing. But August the Duck, I love August the Duck, and he had uploaded a video talking about this the other day, it was yesterday, and he articulated very well how I'm feeling. So I'm gonna play that clip.
A person who used to be around children professionally just said that string of thoughts. And it's one of those things that I don't really know how to approach here. A grown woman just confidently said that a word I'm not gonna say, of a baby has no discernible difference from feeding that baby a rib. A 60-year-old woman looks at a baby, and that's what she thinks of. That's what pops into her mind. Arguably arguably the worst possible thing that can happen to a human is what she starts to imagine happening to a baby. And then to say that it's no different than feeding a baby a piece of meat. This woman has genuinely fucking gone insane. To think that I was gonna be like, you know what, maybe we should be a little bit nicer to this lady. No, you belong in a fucking prison cell, woman. These are the words of somebody who should not be around children. I mean, there's only so many explanations for having a thought process like this, and they're all indicative of a person who should not be alone with children. For a person to say that it's impossible to articulate the difference between these two things, that's a lunatic.
I find most crazy about this entire video is one, that comparison that she made, and thought that that was a valid comparison to make on the situation of somebody giving somebody else's child something that their parents don't agree with. Diet-wise, I don't think you should feed other people's children something that the parents don't want you to feed it because it's their child, and even if you don't really agree with it, you can't change the way somebody parents, and you shouldn't try to. You should just kind of let them parent as long as they're not being harmful to the child. But in my opinion, this should be compared to, say you give your kid in their snack time a peanut butter sandwich with some carrot sticks, and then they go to their friend's house and they get a bag of chips and a juice pouch. And you don't want them to have that bag of chips and that juice pouch. You'd rather them have a healthier alternative option. But their friend's parents like, hey, don't tell them I gave you this juice pouch and this bag of chips. Okay, we're just going to keep this between us. That's like kind of what I feel like this would be compared to, the sisters feeding the vegan sister's baby a rib. Like, okay, we're just going to keep this between us, but I'm going to upload it because it's rage bait. But to make the comparison that vegan teacher made is like 100% way out in left field, so far fucking out, she probably got hit with the ball her damn self, to make a statement that delusional. But again, this is just my thoughts and my opinions on the situation. Feel free to give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Even if you don't agree with me, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions about the situation. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It was a disturbing video, so if this was the first video you've ever seen on my channel, I do apologize in the most Southern Belle accent that I can. But with that being said, I will make better content in the future. With that being said, enjoy this clip of that vegan teacher calling heaven to find out if Jesus is vegan or not.
Yes, God. Yes. Yes, I did. Brushed and flossed every day. Okay, but listen, I don't want to talk about that because this is something more important. Yes, I got the shirt. I'm wearing it right now. It's great. I love it. It's amazing. It's really creative. It has sort of a frilly thing here and thingies. I love it. But no, this is really important. Just hold on, okay? I have a question. Is Jesus vegan? Or is he up there in heaven killing animals, stabbing animals? Is he eating chickens, cows, and pigs and fish up there in heaven? No? Okay, hold on. Let me take some notes. Jesus eats plants. Okay? Jesus does not stab animals in the throat or harm them in any way. Got it? And
I've never pictured Jesus doing something more bizarre in my entire life until now. Thank you, vegan teacher.